So yesterday we started discussing about electric line of forces. So what do you mean by this electric line of forces or electric field lines? Both same only. So as we discussed yesterday, electric line of forces or electric field lines. So here the electric field is traveling from one point to another point. It occupies, in fact. That occupation is because of the electric field lines. That means whenever there is an electric field, we can say that there is an existence of an electric field lines. So whenever somebody is saying there is an electric field lines, that is nothing but there will be an electric field there. So electric field will propagate or will travel from one point to another point because of this electric field lines. So what are its properties? We started discussing yesterday. So the electric field line is an imaginary line in which a unit positive charge is supposed to be moved. So it is an imaginary line in which a unit positive charge is supposed to be moved. It is an imaginary line. That is nothing but if somebody asks show the electric field lines, we cannot show it. But we can analyze that by considering the properties of an electric field. So the electric field lines will always starts from positive charge and ends with negative charge. The electric field lines will always starts from positive charge and ends with negative charge. The electric field lines follow a parabolic path. The electric field lines follows the parabolic path. Now, if somebody asks what is the direction of electric field at a particular point, here what is the direction of electric field? What is the direction of electric field? How we are going to get is, if you draw a tangent at that particular point, that tangent will give the direction of electric field at that particular point. So the tangent drawn at any point in an electric field line will give the direction of electric field at that particular point. Very important thing. The tangent drawn at any point in an electric field line will give the direction of electric field at that particular point. So still now, what are the things we discussed? 4 points we discussed. One is the electric field line is an imaginary line in which a unit positive charge is supposed to be moved. Electric field lines will always start from positive charge and ends with negative charge. Electric field lines will follow the parabolic path. The tangent drawn at any point in an electric field line will give the direction of electric field at that particular point. So all these points we discussed even yesterday also, these 4 points. Next point is no two, NO no, no two, TWO2, no two electric field lines, no two electric field lines will intersect. No two electric field lines will intersect. What do you mean by this? Why those two field lines will not intersect? That question arises. For that, if two field lines are intersect, so this is one field line and this is one more field line. If these two field lines intersect, it will not be. There will be no intersecting, but if they intersect. Now it is an intersecting point. it is an intersecting point. At this intersecting point, if I take the first path, if I take the first field line, the direction of electric field will get by drawing a tangent. If I take the second path, at the same intersecting point, this will be the direction of electric field. So that is nothing but this electric field is because of these charges, same two charges. But at a particular point, that is at intersecting point, at the same time, same electric field is having two directions, which is not possible, because one electric field will have one direction at a particular time, at a particular point. But here, at the intersecting point, same time, this is having, same electric field is having two directions, which is not possible. That's why no two electric line of forces will intersect. If they intersect, at the intersecting point, same electric field will have a two directions at the same time, which is not possible. That's why no two electric line of forces will intersect. Very important for 2 marks. Sometimes you will ask, why no two electric line of forces intersect? Explain. In such a case, we have to write, if they intersect, at the intersecting point, the same electric field will have two directions at the same point, at the same time, which is not possible, because the same electric field may have a two directions at different points at the different time, but the same electric field will not have the two directions at the same point at the same time, which is not possible. That's why no two electric line of forces will intersect. Next point. If you take isolated positive charge is nothing but single positive charge. The electric line of forces are radially outwards. The electric line of forces are radially outwards. So along its radius, it will be outwards when in case of isolated positive charge. Whereas if you take an isolated negative charge, the electric line of forces are radially inwards. The electric line of forces are radially inwards. So, in case of an isolated negative charge, the electric line of forces radially or normally inwards, positive charge radially or normally outwards. You will ask sometimes, draw the electric field lines in case of isolated positive and negative charges. So for 1 mark or for 2 marks, you will ask like this. So we have to draw the diagram. Next thing is, if I take a positive charge, what will happen? It will tries to go radially outwards. Whereas if you place a negative charge nearer to it, then what happens? This positive charge will be attracted towards the negative and it will follow the parabolic path. Because of the presence of this negative charge. That is nothing but the electric line of forces will contract lengthwise. The electric line of forces will contract the lengthwise. Next point. The electric line of forces will have a tendency the electric line of forces will have a tendency to contract, lengthwise. Will have a tendency to contract lengthwise. So if I take this also, here one more electric line of forces will get like this, and one more electric line of forces will get like this, one more electric line of force will get like this. So between these two, in this area, there is no existence of electric line of forces. So in this area, there is no existence of electric line of forces. So if there is no electric line of forces, we can say that there will be no electric field here. So next point. If I take a positive charge, so it will coming radially outwards. If I place one more positive charge, from here also the electric line of forces are coming radially outwards. From here one positive charge, from here one positive charge, both will approach us. So here, because of positive and positive, the repulsion will take place. Because of the repulsion, it will go like this. So here there is no electric line of forces now. So next point is the electric line of forces. The electric line of forces will have a tendency. The electric line of forces will have a tendency to expand laterally. Illi contract lengthwise, illi expands laterally. Will have a tendency to expand laterally. Next point. The electric line of forces, the electric line of forces will not passes through a conductor. The electric line of forces will not passes through a conductor. So that's why in few days back, in case of the circular ring, we derived that at the center of a circular ring, the electric field is 0. Since here electric field is 0, there is no presence of electric line of forces inside a ring. That's why I can say that the electric line of forces will not passes through a conductor. The electric line of forces will not passes through a conductor. So one more is the uniform electric field. What do you mean by this uniform electric field? The uniform electric field is nothing but the intensity of electric field is the same at all the points. The intensity of electric field is same at all the points. So will it practically possible or not? That question arises. For example, if I take a positive charge, so here the space around the charge where its influence is felt, is called as an electric field. When this electric field will be uniform, if the electric intensity is same at all the points, so here the electric intensity, and here the electric intensity, and here the electric intensity, if same, then I can say that it is an uniform electric field. But will the electric intensity is same here? No. Why? Because the distance is differs. The formula to find out the intensity 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Since from one point another point the value of r is differ. Since the value of r is differ, the electric intensity will be also differ. So for example, if it is E1, it will be E2, it will be E3. So the electric intensity is not same at all the 3 points now. So we cannot call it as an uniform electric field. We cannot call it as uniform electric field. Then if you want to get an uniform electric field, what we'll do? We'll take all the points which is equidistant to the charge. I will take all the points equidistant to the charge. Andre idu one point, idu innondu point, this is one more point. All these 3 points are equidistant to the charge. Now, since the distance is same, the electric intensity will be also same. So the uniform electric field will be in the form of a concentric circles around the charge. For example, if this is the charge, if you take any point here, the electric intensity is same because each and every point is equidistant to the charge. If I take one more, here is also equidistant to the charge. So this is also uniform electric field. But the thing here is, generally, the space which is very nearer to the charge, the space which is very nearer to the charge will be considered as an uniform electric field, though the electric field is not uniform. Why? Because the distance is, difference in the distance is very small here. Because of that reason, the electric field will be considered as an uniform, the space which is very nearer to the charge. To study the behavior of a charged particle in an electric field, we'll always consider the uniform electric field is an ideal condition. Understood? So the space which is very nearer to the charge can be considered as the uniform electric field. For all practical purposes, we'll consider the uniform electric field only. That's why, so how you will represent a uniform electric field is straight parallel lines with equally spaced. The electric field lines are parallel and equally spaced. Parallel and equally spaced. Such field lines will represent uniform electric field. So now onwards, wherever or whenever you observe the parallel lines with equally spaced, parallel straight lines with equally spaced, that represents uniform electric field. As we know, the direction of electric field will start from positive charge and ends with negative charge. So these are the important properties to be remembered in case of electric field lines. First thing is, electric field lines or electric line of force is an imaginary line in which a unit positive charge is supposed to be moved. Second one is, the electric line of forces will start from positive charge and ends with the negative charge. Third one is, the electric line of forces will follow the parabolic path. Fourth one is, the tangent drawn at any point in an electric field will give the direction of electric field at that point. Fifth one is, no two electric line of forces will intersect or two electric line of forces will never intersect. Why? Because if they intersect, at the intersecting point, the same electric field will have a two directions, which is not possible. Next one is, in case of an isolated positive charge, the electric line of forces are radially or normally outwards. In case of negative charge, it is radially inwards. Next one is, the electric line of forces will have a tendency to contract lengthwise. That will happen in case of unlike charges. Next point is, the electric line of forces will have a tendency to expand. Laterally. The electric line of forces will have a tendency to expand laterally. Next, if electric line of forces are parallel, straight and equally spaced, that represents a uniform electric field. And one more is, the electric line of forces is nothing but the electric field. Means, whenever there is an electric field, that is nothing but there will be an existence of electric line of forces at that particular space. If the electric line of forces are more crowded, at a given area, then I can say that here the more or the strong electric field will be there. If the electric line of forces are farther in a given area, that implies that there will be a less electric field, or the weak electric field will be there. The strong electric field will exist if the more electric line of forces are crowded. The weak electric field is nothing but there is a small number of electric line of forces which are far. So these are the important properties of electric line of forces. Next heading. Behavior of a charge. In a uniform electric field. Behavior of a charge in a uniform electric field. Behavior of a charge in a uniform electric field. Now, I am considering a uniform electric field. So whenever I said electric field lines are parallel, straight and equally spaced, then it is an uniform electric field. Electric line of forces will start from positive and ends with negative. Now, if I place a positive charge, in the electric field, if I place a positive charge, what will happen? This is positive and this is positive. The repulsion will take place. This is positive and this is negative. The attraction will take place. That is nothing but here this charge will move towards like this. It will experience a force in this direction. Whenever a charged particle, positively charged particle, is placed in a uniform electric field, it will experience a force. What is the formula to find out that force? F is equal to EQ. How you got this? We know that E is equal to F by Q. Electric intensity is the force experienced, we discussed as for definition of electric intensity. From here I will write F is equal to EQ. So whenever a charged particle, positively charged particle, placed in a uniform electric field, it will experience a force. How much force it will experience? EQ. As we know, the force is a vector quantity. Since it is a vector quantity, it will have both magnitude and direction. What is the direction of the force now? The direction of the force will be same as that of the direction of electric intensity. Electric field direction, I mean, in this direction only electric field direction. In the same direction, it is experiencing a force. So whenever a positively charged particle placed in a uniform electric field, it will experience a force in the same direction as that of electric field. So F is equal to EQ. We know F is equal to MA. MA is equal to EQ. A is nothing but acceleration. So the formula to find out an acceleration in this case, A is equal to EQ by M. Whenever a positively charged particle is placed in a uniform electric field, it will experience a force in the same direction as that of electric field. So F is equal to EQ. Because of this force, it will acquire an acceleration. It will get an acceleration. It is nothing but the charged particle. Get an acceleration. That acceleration is equal to EQ by M. Similarly, when a negatively charged particle is placed in an electric field, when a negatively charged particle is placed in an electric field, definitely it will also experience a force. Why? Because there is a repulsion between this negative and negative. There is an attraction between the force, I mean positive and negative. So obviously it will experience a force in this direction. What is the direction of the force now? The direction of the force is opposite to the direction of electric field. Electric field is acting like this. The negative charged particle is experiencing a force in this direction. Okay, note down. Whenever a negatively charged particle placed in an electric field, it will experience a force. It will experience a force. The direction of the force is opposite to the direction of electric field. So here I will write with your permission, F bar is equal to E bar into Q. Shall I write like this? No, we cannot write, because the direction of the force and the direction of electric field is opposite. So what I should write now? F bar is equal to minus E bar into Q. F bar is equal to minus E bar into Q. If I go with the magnitude, which is equal to EQ. Go with the magnitude. So here is also A is equal to EQ by M. A is equal to EQ by M. Both the cases it will experience the same acceleration if the same charge is there. Because of opposite nature, the direction will be opposite. So if it is a positive charge, it will experience a force in the same direction as that of an electric field. If it is a negatively charged particle, now it will experience a force opposite to the direction of electric field. Opposite to the direction of electric field. Like that, we can explain this. Now, this is the case what I am considering now. When a positively charged particle is placed in an electric field, it will experience a force. Because of that force, the acceleration will be EQ by M. Then what will be, because as it is having an acceleration, the velocity will not be uniform. Then what will be its velocity after certain time? Next point. The velocity of the charged particle, the velocity of the charged particle, the velocity of the charged particle after time t. Whenever you want to find the final velocity after certain time, final velocity after certain time, what will go? V is equal to U plus AT is the general basic formula. What is V? Velocity after time t. What is U? Initial velocity. What is A? Acceleration. Therefore, V is equal to, initially the charged particle is at rest. So U is equal to 0. Then here it will experience an acceleration. What is the formula for acceleration? EQ by M. So EQ by M into T. EQ by M into T. So the final velocity after certain time, EQT by M. The final velocity of the charged particle after certain time, EQT by M. Next. Its momentum. Momentum of a charged particle. Momentum of a charged particle. What is the formula to find out momentum? The product of mass into velocity. What is M here? M only. What is V? EQT by M. Velocity. Now M and M touch. Now the momentum P is equal to EQT. This is the formula to find out the momentum. P is equal to EQT. Next point. The kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of a charged particle. The kinetic energy of a charged particle. What is the formula for kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square we can use. Otherwise, in first year we derived one p square by 2m. Of mv square also you can write, based on that also you can get, no problem. P square by 2m. What is the p value? EQT. P square. Kinetic energy is equal to E square Q square T square divided by 2m. A square Q square T square divided by 2m. Next heading. If a charged particle, next main heading. If a charged particle is projected perpendicular to an electric field. If a charged particle is projected perpendicular to an electric field. If a charged particle is projected perpendicular to an electric field. So these are the formulas what we derived, which are very important for the objective point of view. Okay. Now I am considering a uniform electric field. Very good. This is one uniform electric field. So the direction of electric field from positive to negative. Now I am projecting a positively charged particle perpendicular to an electric field. Once if I projected with a certain velocity u, then what will happen? Idi positive, idi no positive. Then the repulsion will take place. Then the charged particle will follow the parabolic path. Will follow the parabolic path. That case is very similar to horizontal projection case. In first year we discussed horizontal projection. What do you mean by the horizontal projection? Whenever you project a body horizontally from certain height, if you project a body horizontally from certain height like this, so the path followed is like this. That is called as a parabolic path. So this is we derived. The same formulas we can make use here. It travels a distance, horizontal distance x in a time t seconds. It travels a vertical distance y in the same time t seconds vertical distance. Then, so it is a two-dimensional motion. In case of two-dimensional motion, while dealing with the horizontal things, we have to consider the horizontal velocity as a constant. So based on that, I will write x is equal to ut. Call it as equation 1. Next, vertical distance. Vertical distance formula, y we have to find. For that, we'll take the help of s is equal to ut plus half at square. Already we discussed many times these derivations. S is nothing but vertical distance. Y. U is nothing but initial vertical velocity here. Here we are dealing with the vertical sra. Here we are dealing with the vertical motion. U is nothing but initial vertical velocity. Initial vertical velocity is 0 here. Why? Because the entire velocity is in horizontal direction only. So initial vertical velocity is 0 plus half a t square. Y is equal to half a is nothing but the acceleration acquired by the charged particle. What is the formula to find out the acceleration acquired? E cube by m into t square. So the formula to find out the vertical distance, half E cube by m into t square. Instead of t, we can make use of x by u also in some cases. If I use t is equal to x by u, y is equal to half a cube by m, x square by u square, y is equal to a cube by 2mu square into x square is the formula to find out its path. So whenever a charged particle is projected perpendicular to an uniform electric field, the motion of the charged particle is very similar to the horizontal projection. So in case of horizontal projections, what are the conditions we followed previously? The same conditions we need to adopt here also, but only one difference is there we consider A is equal to G there in first year. Here we are considering A is equal to E cube by m. What is A here? The acceleration acquired by the charged particle when it is placed in an electric field. So these formulas are very, very important. What are the formulas I discussed today? The motion of a charged particle in an electric field are very important as per objective is concerned. Objective. Next, I would like to discuss about dipole. What do you mean by the dipole? Dipole. Di is nothing but generally we call two. Pole is nothing but two poles. So here, if two equal and unlike charges If two equal and unlike charges are separated by a certain distance. If two equal and unlike charges are separated by a certain distance, then it is called as an electric dipole, or simply we call it as a dipole. Electric dipole. Electric dipole is nothing but two equal and unlike charges are separated by a certain distance, that is called as an electric dipole or simply dipole. Here the important property is dipole moment. What the dipole moment will give, it will always give strength of an electric dipole. How much strength the given electric dipole is having, that we call it as a dipole moment. It is denoted with the symbol P. P is equal to Q into 2L. P is equal to Q into 2L. That is nothing but the product of charge and the distance between, or the length of a dipole, we call as a dipole moment. It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Dipole moment is a vector quantity. Dipole moment is a vector quantity. Next, its direction. Its direction is from negative charge to positive charge. That is the direction of dipole moment. The direction of dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. Andre, this is minus Q and this is plus Q. The direction of the dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. Is from negative charge to positive charge. Next, the dipole moment unit. What is its SI unit? SI unit of P. SI unit of P. Dipole moment. P is equal to Q into 2L, where Q is the charge. The unit of the charge is coulomb. 2L is the distance. That is nothing but a length. The unit of the length is meter. Coulomb meter is the SI unit of dipole moment. What is its dimensional formula? What is its dimensional formula of dipole moment? So the dimensional formula of the charge AT, M is nothing but length, meter. Meter represents length. The dimensional formula for the length is L. So ATL is the dimensional formula of dipole moment. So dipole is nothing but two equal and unlike charges are separated by a certain distance. Then what is the charge on the entire dipole now? What is the total charge on the entire dipole? Total charge. Here plus Q and here minus Q. Then what is the total charge? Total charge is equal to total charge of what? Total charge of a dipole is equal to plus Q minus Q, which is equal to 0. The total charge of a dipole is 0. But we know that If there is a no charge, there is no question of electric field. But here, is the dipole produces an electric field or not? That question arises. Because the net charge of a dipole is 0. So the electric field also should be 0 or will be 0. But what is happening here is, these two charges are separated by a certain distance. Since these two charges are separated by a certain distance, definitely it will produce us an electric field. It will produce us an electric field. Why? Because here these two are separated by a certain distance. Okay. So if you take an entire dipole, the net charge is 0, but it will produce us an electric field. It will produce us an electric field. Okay. So we can conclude that now the electric dipole will produce us an electric field, though the net charge of a dipole is 0. For example, if you take very nearer, plus q and minus q, if you take like this, very nearer, then it will not produce us an electric field because the net charge is 0. Whereas here, these two are separated by a certain distance. So obviously, it will produce us the electric field. This is nothing but here, the electric dipole will produce us an electric field, though the net charge of a dipole is 0. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to derive the two derivations, that is electric field produced by an electric dipole, which are very, 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 very important as far PUC is concerned. 5 marks question. So among those two, there may be a chances to ask one derivation. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to derive the derivations based on electric dipole. Thank you.